Hey guys, what's going on? It is Scout with 3 Guns Down as always, watching some Dying Light gameplay here. This is a game we saw a brief glimpse at E3, which looks super duper impressive. This is made by Warner Brother Games Studios and Techland, of course. This footage is courtesy of IGN. They posted 12 minutes of gameplay, so thank you very much for this. This is pre-alpha footage to give you an idea of how good this game looks. Now, I'm going to say something. This could be what they call a vertical slice in the gaming industry. Don't know if you know what a vertical slice is, but it's basically where they take a section of the game and they polish till it looks perfect. And then they show that as their presentation. Now, this being pre-alpha footage, that's probably actually what happened. However, this is probably their pre-alpha engine, their pre-alpha mechanics, their pre-alpha abilities. You know, lighting engine, things like that, even if it is dramatically polished. This is probably what the game looks like, if not better. Remember, this is pre-alpha footage. We aren't seeing this game till 2014. We're probably looking at holiday 2014, if I'm completely honest, with this being pre-alpha footage of what I know of development times usually. So for this to be pre-alpha footage and look this good, now, obviously, the game devs know what's bugged and what's not bugged, so they're going to avoid a few things, of course, and show off what they know they can without any issues. Even still, though, first off, this game is fucking gorgeous. I think this is really giving us a taste of what we can expect from next-gen graphics and engines. Now, as far as we know, this is just a single-player game. If you don't know anything about Dying Light, it is a free-roam, first-person game that's a mixture between Mirror's Edge and Dead Island. There was a lot of rumors going around about what Dead Island was going to be like, which was what we were expecting was pretty much going to be like this, Dying Light, and it didn't turn out to really be like that, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, Dead Island is a decent game and it has a huge fan base. But it just didn't turn out to be everything it said it would be. This game, this pre-alpha footage, wow. Now, I'm on the side that games don't need a multiplayer if the single player is extensive enough. Skyrim does not need a multiplayer. This game probably does not need a multiplayer. I would much rather them spend all their time developing the single player than try to put a multiplayer in on it. However, the idea of co-op or 4-man or possibly even more, very, very arousing. Just like, ooh, the things they could do with that. You know, you could have 8-on-8 running around in a city trying to gather supplies, set up bases, and while it's not straight up team deathmatch, but games that could take place over hours or days on a server which you can drop in and drop out on to get the advantage on the others and try to rule territory, or possibly even more, you know, maybe like 64 people on a server. Very, very enticing idea. We may not see that. That's all complete speculation, but the actual game of what we have seen so far, it is a zombie game. However, they are very well refrained from calling them zombies. They're calling them infected, and I kind of understand why. When you get to see some of the zombie character models, they don't look like your traditional zombies. They have some really particular things about them. One thing I really like that they're introducing is that this is very story driven, and it's an open world, almost an RPG it seems like with this pre-alpha footage, although we don't really see many RPG elements in terms of like character building or anything like that. We do see RPG elements in terms of decisions and the decisions you make. You may hear in the background they're talking about the decisions you make do change what happens, and he went to save the little girl first, of course. If he hadn't gone for the little girl and maybe gone for the supplies first, it's very possible that he might have actually gotten to the supplies before those other men did, as we're seeing coming up here right now. The combat looks very good so far. We're only seeing melee weapons, but we may possibly have some guns. However, if we do see any guns, personally, I want to see he has a gun, so I'm suspecting we are going to see some gun play. However, I would like to see guns come in the fashion that ammo is extremely scarce, extremely hard to find, so it's like use it like a sacred relic almost, you know, very, very cautious with this. Another cool thing we see coming up here is somebody that is infected comes running down at the main player, but he's not yet turned. And so whether this is something that's dynamically generated in the environment itself, or whether these are, you know, occurred instances. These are scripted. Not entirely sure, but it would be very cool if they were dynamic. Now, one interesting thing we will get to see towards the end of this is they use the environment to their advantage. Nighttime changes gameplay a whole lot, and instead of being able to kill zombies very freely and being able to move around with skill and battling zombies, you pretty much turn into run like hell, which you'll see here and again. We're seeing a variety of melee weapons. A machete with electricity attached to it. We saw yes, the small axe. We saw the club, or the baseball bat, excuse me. So very possible we're going to see weapon modding, which would be nice. We do, however, keep seeing a Ford Fusion on the wall. Not entirely sure why in those posters. The car, by the way. And we get very gruesome scenes here. Now, I'm guessing the way you can travel is also very dynamic, considering it is an open world city if you're trying to get to an objective. So they would have to make events like this dynamic in spawns and dynamic in placement. Combat for pre-alpha looks very good. And this is just one. We see 3 different zombie types. We see our generic types of zombies and infected here. We see this big guy here, and we see a third one, which is almost like a Night Stalker at the very end here. We also see his free running abilities come into play, where he jumps over zombies like that. He jumps up ledges and runs through things like this. Very Mirror's Edge-esque, which is so appreciated. And we see huge axe here cutting things in half. It looks phenomenal right now. Graphically, this is one of the most impressive things I've seen to date. This is, to me, more impressive than Crysis 3, more impressive than Battlefield 4 so far, more impressive than almost anything I have seen. That's expected, though, because this game is, again, due out late, or 2014. It hasn't given a time frame, whether it's going to be like 2014 the very beginning or late 2014, so... but again, this being pre-alpha, I do think we are going to see this holiday 2014. Why show footage now? Hype. Obviously, you see footage like this. Whew, hype's going to be through the roof with the way zombies are right now in the public domain, and everyone's like, zombie, 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 zombie. Yeah, the hype train is real. It's going to be massive after this gameplay, and it was decent sized after E3. We just got a short little clip of it there. Now we see him going for these supplies, and he does make it to it. A lot of free roaming, a lot of dynamic map design, ways for you to move around. I'm using this word dynamic a lot because it seems like things are very dynamic in this game. As big as it is, they would have to create algorithms for the game to self-generate a lot of things like zombie spawns, there's no way they could spend all this time scripting, and this game would just take a ridiculous, horrendously long amount of time. And that's why I use the word dynamic. Now, it is nighttime. We do see that he has a watch, so you kind of get a counter of how long you can stay out each day. And at night, I've read, and we also get to see that certain zombies do become much more aggressive. Instead of being able to run around so freely and attack, you end up kind of having to watch your shit and run. We did see him jump down and use the hammer there in a big smash attack that knocked all the zombies back. That could be a character trait. Like I said, this does seem extremely RPG-like, so who knows? It's very possible we could have talent trees building into and things like that. He gets to one of the supply crates here, and he grabs what looks like a marker or a vial or something, and these are medical supplies. Yeah, it looks like a syringe vial there with other flammable supplies. I'm guessing maybe firewood or whatever. Now we get into the nighttime gameplay, which uses this thing called Night Sense to sense these alternative infected, which are much more aggressive, much faster, and they seem to hunt you in packs. And it is scary, honestly, to watch this gameplay as it goes on. We see a stealth kill there as well, so stealth is an element in this game at night, which is well appreciated. And the lighting engine in this is absolutely amazing. Now there's the night sensibility I was talking about. The red was the special kind of infected that hunt in packs. They're very quick. They can sense you. and that's a mechanic that they've put in the game, that almost visible radar you see, so that you know not to go there. There was another one walking around. They have to be pretty well in your vision to see them. They have a small radius, as you'll see. This one on the left here, his radius is small compared to yours, as you are able to see him, and you know to stay out of his radius pretty well. So I think it is based on sight, but it is, I think, also based on proximity as well. I don't think you'd want to walk up behind one of these guys and try to stealth kill them. And we're going to get to see a very brutal chase here that just seems terrifying. This happened at night. I could see how this would definitely be an issue and create some really big heart-throbbing moments. We see him running, and he runs into a few more. It seems like you can also trick the zombies based on line of sight, which is, again, it's very thoughtful. And makes some sense to a degree. And look at that. Just 3 or 4 of them running out there, running at him in a pack. That is terrifying. He does look back here for a second, and you get some slow-mo of them chasing him. Apparently, they are able to free run as well, and they call out to others in the surrounding area to come and attack you. And we see almost like a double jump. He uses the zombie's head to jump up onto the roof, and there it is again, free running after you. The fact that these things can free run and follow you through paths also, basically, I think this means that once you're detected, we get a good look at him here. Once you're detected, it's basically going to be a fucking chase to get to a safe zone. There's not going to be I can hide or whatever. Apparently, these things are just vicious. They can smell you. They can talk to others. It looks super, super impressive, though. I cannot wait. I am super excited. I've been waiting for a good zombie game for a long, 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 long time. The only real good zombie game that I think comes relatively close, or the 2 good ones, are Dead Rising and Left 4 Dead. But they've been missing a lot of key elements, missing a lot of seriousness. Dead Rising has a hint of comedy to it, although Dead Rising 3 looks like it's missing much of that. And Left 4 Dead certainly has an element of comedy to it as well as gameplay. But a good zombie game like this I've been waiting for so long. So this just looks phenomenal, amazing, terrifying. I cannot personally wait. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to rate the video. Check out our Facebook and our Twitch there in the description below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me and rate the video what you think about it. What do you think about Dying Light? Anything else that's just got you completely interested and hooked, and how much in anticipation are you for this game, even though it's very possibly a year or more out? I personally am super excited. I'm Scout with 3 Guns Down, and I will see you guys later.